Hi, I'm Laura, Omniyogagirl, and I'm going to be showing you how to do an L-sit. So L-sit requires some upper body strength, some core strength, and fairly flexible hamstrings, but it's also a lot about technique. So I'm going to be showing you some drills to work towards L-sit, as well as the technique for how to actually get into the full pose. To start off with, we're going to stretch out our hamstrings and make that L-sit a little bit easier on the flexibility front. So maybe start off in staff pose, sitting nice and upright, pressing the hands into the mat and lifting the heels up. So really engaging the front of the legs. Now moving into a forward fold. So take hold of the toes, wrap the index and middle finger around them and the thumbs, lengthen, and then reach forward with the chest. So keep the shoulders away from the ears, press the legs into the mat, try and lengthen the spine as well. Maybe even reaching for a deeper grip, reaching as far as you can, again lengthening, fold forwards, really stretching out those hamstrings. Okay, so now we'll move into some L-sit drills. Okay, so first we'll move into some leg lifts, testing out our kind of hamstring flexibility, our hip flexor strength and core strength as well. So we want to try not to lean back too much in these. So place the hands forward, sort of between the knees and the hips. And we'll start off with some single leg raises. So we'll begin with the right leg, point the toe, and we'll lift for 5. So you can increase this for 10 and then hold for 5 and release back down. Same on the other side. Pointing the toe. Using the core hip flexor strength, keep the leg engaged. And then hold. And release back down. If that felt okay, then we can try some double leg lifts. Think about creating some compression first. Lean forward, press the hands into the mat, pull the tummy in, really engage the core, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold for 5. And release back down. So this will really help to develop core and hip flexor strength needed for L-sit. For this next drill, we're going to need some blocks, or maybe you can use some big books, really whatever you have to give yourself a little bit more lift. So we don't want the blocks placed beside the hips, we want them slightly forwards. This is going to become important when it comes to the technique for lifting up into a full L-sit. So having the blocks down, placing the hands on them, we're going to focus on lifting the hips, but keep the feet on the floor. Again, lean forward and lift the hips up, back down. Again for 5, really pressing into the hands, pushing the shoulders down, keeping the core strong. And coming back up, holding for 5. Try and create some height. And exhale, come back down. Okay, so now we're going to put it all together and talk about the technique for lifting up into a full L-sit. So obviously you can use the blocks to give yourself that extra height and kind of work on creating the correct strength and working on the mechanics of the lift up. So to lift up into L-sit, we don't want to think about lifting straight up. We actually want to think about drawing the hips backwards. Again, just like before with the block placement, with the hands between the knees and the hips. And we want to create some compression by folding forward. So really pull the tummy in, press into the hands. And when you press into the hands, draw the hips backwards, back through the arms. And then the feet should come off. Keep extending through the legs, pushing into the shoulders. and then come back down. So again, breaking down that technique for you. If you lift up here, the feet aren't going to come off at all. So fold forward, create a bit more space, a bit more height to lift up, compress the core, draw the hips backwards, and then hopefully, if you're extending through the legs as well, they should float up off of the mat. So lots of luck. Let me know if it's helpful or if you have any suggestions for any other tutorials in the comments. And please don't forget to click subscribe. Thank you very much.